Well, good morning, good morning. We're gathering for coffee with Casper. Apparently we're up. Whoop, Miss Casper, get out of here. Come on, come on. Come on. Adam, oops, we forgot our microphones. We gotta get our microphones. Look out, look out. Well, good morning, good morning. I'm back. I forgot to get the microphones hooked up. Here we go. We will make it work. Okay. All right. All righty. Sorry about that. Well, good morning, good morning. I forgot to get the mic. Sorry about that. Back just in time. Here we go. That was weird. Okay. Are we back up? Just in time to gong ourselves in. There we go. We are back. All right, Casper, come on up and say hi. Casper, come on, come here, come on. That a boy. There's the coffee. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. I had a little microphone issue. Aloha, good morning from Texas. Good morning from Honolulu. Good morning from Oregon. Nice to see you all this morning. Good morning from Arizona. We are back in business. Little minor detail, the microphone. Okie dokie. Well, we're glad you're here this morning, and now it's 8:30. So here's the Casper, and we're going to gong ourselves in. Just 20 minutes to give ourselves permission to think about things from the causal level. What's happening in our lives and in our world. All right, let's everybody take a deep breath in. One more time, let out that sound. Ah. And giving the body permission to relax and to become comfortable in this very moment now. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Casper. Good to see you from some part of California. Yeah, there we go. Good to see you. Good morning, good morning. All right. Good morning from North Carolina. Nice to see you all this morning. Good morning. Well, today is Rosh Hashanah. We came out of Labor Day into the dawn of Rosh Hashanah for our Jewish brothers and sisters. That would be the beginning of the new calendar year for that tradition. But what it really is one of the high holy days in the Jewish tradition in which the beginning of the celebration of the creation of the world, right? And to think and to allow ourselves to be in awe over the creation of the world, right? And then in 9 days on Yom Kippur, which is on the 16th, in 9 days is the Day of Atonement. And so that's really what we want to look at today are these two things, awe and atonement. And of course, if you take the word atonement apart, you get at one ment. At one ment. And that's where you and I, as light workers in the world, make a big difference. Because we are the ones who are working on that at one ment, not in any one day of the year, but every day. The reason that we have come into existence is to understand the nature of who and what we are. And that nature of who and what we are is a slice of Creator itself, a slice of the source itself. That the way the source works, that which the source contemplates, it becomes, and that's the way you and I work. That which we contemplate, we become. That which we put our energy and attention on, that's what returns to us in what we call the law of the circle, sometimes also known as the law of mind or the law of cause and effect. And of course, the ancient Hindu called it the law of karma. It is the place, as we talked about last week, it is the place where we connect to the cosmos. It's where we are directly plugged in to the cosmos itself. Because that which is the law which God uses to create, which Source uses to create, is the same law which we use to create. And it's happening to us all the time, whether we're aware of it or not aware of it. In other words, what goes around comes around, what I think about comes about, where my energy goes, where my attention goes, my energy flows, right? These are all ways of talking about there's this continuous loop of I am impressing upon the field of consciousness or in my own subconscious mind, which is linked to the subconscious mind of the universe itself, which is the ground of creation. Whatever it is that I am truly believing at the level of my conscious mind, that's what's going out at the level of my subconscious mind. That's what's going out from us, and that's what's returning to us as our experience. So, of course, the answer to how am I doing on my spiritual journey would be, how's your life looking? How's it feeling? How is your experience of life happening? And are you aware, and are you in awe and wonder of the creation? So I love, and if you've heard, if you listen to these episodes, this is, you're watching Coffee with Casper. Coffee with Casper is on Facebook and on YouTube. You can find by Googling Harry Morgan Moses or Google Coffee with Casper. There's other things in the universe called Coffee with Casper, but the large amount of the episodes, you'll see me over and over again under Coffee with Casper, and that's what you're looking for. Is this Tuesday broadcast of Coffee with Casper goes out all over the world. We're grateful that we have people in various parts of the world, in Europe and in Asia, and also in the Middle East. People are beginning to wake up. These are because we're all connected. Everybody who is vibrating at a certain level, that's the old expression, birds of a feather flock together, right? Everybody vibrating at a certain level is going to find this vibration. And where I personally am living my life is I choose to be an avenue through which there is healing, upliftment, and inspiration. Heal, uplift, and inspire, and bring forth more life. That's what God is doing all of the time, and I have consciously evolved far enough in my understanding to have that as be my personal mission. My personal mission is to heal, uplift, and inspire, and bring forth more life. And of course that means for myself, for those who touch the arena of my experience, that would be my family and my friends and my neighbors, and then recognizing that anybody, as the Aramaic language says, a neighbor is anybody you are mentally or physically aware of. And so we are in fact neighbors, and if we were to listen to the great Rabbi Jesus, we would be practicing, I am learning to love you as I have loved myself, right? That this is where I am an avenue of unconditional love. Each one of us is wired to be an instrument and an avenue of the divine itself because that's what we are. So there's this wonderful statement from Meister Eckhart, and that statement from Meister Eckhart is, the soul has two faces. Good morning from Northern California. Let me know where you are. Say hi. Sorry that I had a little microphone issue, but we're here working well now and moving into our time together. So here's the great quote from Meister Eckhart. He said, the soul has two faces. One gazes at the glory of God, and the other directs the senses. So if we were to think of it as this true nature just above our head coming in through our crown chakra, and it's directing our senses. That's what the psalmist called the still small voice. If we can still ourselves, we can hear the voice of intuition. Ernest Holmes, the great philosopher from the last century, called intuition the voice of God in the human being. Intuition is the voice of God in the human being. And when we become still, we can hear and feel that intuition speaking to us from the inside out. It's something very different than our spinning mind, personal mind, which is those neurotic thought patterns are repeating themselves over and over again. As we have been clear, we understand that 97% of what's going through your conscious mind is repetitive thoughts. They're old thoughts that are just circling around like on an old record player or a DVD going round and round and round. And so the new thoughts have very little room in the human condition to get in, and that's why we have our spiritual practice. And spiritual practice, from my perspective, is prayer and meditation. Meaning we meditate to breathe in God, to be enwombed in God. This small self, this personal self, this human self is in the divine. And when we still ourselves and do not, I practice mantra meditation, which means a word or a phrase held in the third eye and repeated over and over again. The mantra that I use is I am. And that is, I am without an object. Not I am love, not I am light, not I am truth, not I am wisdom, not I am peace, not I am poise, not I am power. All those are all true. But in meditation, we want to keep it open. We're not trying to close off what the I am is. We're trying to be hugged, to be embraced by the universe in this I am awareness. Because basically what we're doing is turning the volume down of our repetitive mind and listening to the still small voice, which is the voice of intuition, which is the voice of God, which is your soul directing your senses in where to put your feet today and how to live your life today to bring forth. And that's where prayer is. Meditation is to breathe in the living spirit, to absorb the living spirit, and prayer is to use that spirit for definite and concrete results in health, in wealth, in prosperity, in fulfillment, and in love, yes? And the more we tune into that divine self, the greater the awareness comes, the greater the field of love that we're immersed in becomes, and the more capable we are of being a beneficial presence in the world, yes? And oh, I get bumps. Isn't it a delightful thing that through our awareness we can be a beneficial presence in the world and literally make a difference not only in our lives but in the lives of everyone who touches our experience, and ultimately supporting the human condition in waking up to its spiritual magnificence. Each one of us is that Christ, that Atman, that Buddha, that high self, and that awareness, only dwelling in it, will reveal the glory of it. You know, that's the Emerson line, if you but knew who you were, right? We are so magnificent. We are created in the image and likeness of the very Creator itself. And the more we fall into that relationship, the more we walk with it at 1 month, the more we become attuned to our belonging to the universe, the greater the universe sings its song through us. And that song, of course, is not just music. It's art and beauty and wisdom and nature and the breeze and the weather and the glory of the planets and the glory of the cosmos, all of it happening in us, as us, through us, and around us. And it takes our dwelling in that awe, right? And that's what Rosh Hashanah is about, is to take the time to step back and be awed at all of creation, to be gazing at the awesomeness of all of creation, and then to come into our at-one-ment, to come into our belonging to it, and then celebrating that divine relationship, and then seeing the way that it outpictures itself in all of the beauty in our lives, yes? This is the nature of this holy time of year, and it's an opportunity for us to remember, regardless what our faith tradition has been, it is an opportunity for us to come in to this awe and wonder, to slow ourselves down, to be mindful, and to be what's another word? To be mindful and to be cherishing the gift of life that is the I am that I am, and that is the I am that you are, and that is the true nature of each and every incarnate soul on the planet. And what we know is the world is not in a mass way. We have not hit critical mass in unity consciousness, the understanding that everything is interrelated and interconnected, and there's no such thing as a disconnected anything. Everything is happening through a perfect law to bring out the highest and best for each and for all, but it requires that we bring our awareness to it. It doesn't happen by itself. You are not forced to fall into bliss. You are not forced to fall into a relationship of cosmic love with you and the cosmos itself, but you are given the opportunity, and everybody is given the opportunity. And it is not something, as we say, we used to have something in the West, called the go to church mentality. I mean, I show up one day a week to honor the presence of the divine, to humble myself to the awesomeness of life, and then we would do that in what we'd call church or temple or synagogue. It doesn't matter what day of the week or what, but one day of the week to be alive in God doesn't really make any sense, because today is the day the Lord, that would be the law of life. Today is the day the Lord has made, and I am rejoiced and glad in it. So what does that mean for you and me in our daily practice? Well, what it means is that we need to be in communion, to be aware of our connection to the divine, and therefore to all of life, all of the time. To stand, what Mary Baker Eddy, the Christian Scientist founder, said, to stand porter at the door of thought, meaning when I was growing up, my dad moved to New York City, and he and his wife, my stepmom, they lived in nice apartments on the east side of New York City. And those apartment buildings had porters. Those were the people that basically, usually dressed nicely, would open the door to let those people in who belonged, and close the door for those who didn't, right? So when Mary Baker says stand porter to the door of thought, we are the ones who can stand porter at our own consciousness and witness what's going through our consciousness and decide, does that thought serve me? Thoughts of fear and doubt and limitation and disease and fret. Basically, the things that we are exposed to in the daily news are scary, and that they're there because humans are waking up, and yet we have to see through the mist, through that fog, through the amnesia mist of forgetting what we are, to see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality and bring that perfect peace, that perfect poise, that perfect balance, that perfect harmony from potential into our very being, so that it becomes kinetic, that we are the avenue and instrument through which the light of God, the love of God, the peace of God, the joy of God, the reality of my belonging to Source, my at-one-ment, is made manifest in the world. And this is where the deep work, what we would call soul work, the deep work that our soul has come here to do. And our soul waits patiently for us to calm down, slow down, begin to feel into our own I am presence. What is this I am presence? What is this I am that I am? And to begin to awaken to the glory of it, to call it forth in health, in wealth, in love, and in purpose, that each one of us can be an avenue through which more light is coming into the world. You're watching Coffee with Casper. This is your week. This is your time to work on your being at one with the one. Not having to repent or forgive or any of those other things, but just to be at one and to invite, to ask and seek and knock. And that's what the great Rabbi Jesus said. This is how you do it. You ask for it. You ask that I am shown a more deep, a more profound connection with myself and my own I am nature. I ask that the I am nature reveal the glory of the beauty of what it is to be alive in this day, what it is to be a human being. It was St. Ignatius who said the glory of God is a human being fully alive. This is our wonderful time to take advantage of this season where so many souls are focusing on the awe of the beauty of the divine, and then to work on our at-one-ment. I am one with all of that. And that is our mission. That's our job, to be at one with the glory that is the I am that I am. This is our opportunity. It's there all the time. But why not? As long as there are millions of souls turning their awareness to it, why don't we turn our awareness to it, not with any dogma, not with anything other than the desire to become more fully alive, to become more fully in tune to that which is my true and eternal nature, this I am, that I will live with throughout all eternity. Why not get to know it? Why not fall in love with your divine self? Why not let its glory be revealed to you? If it's already been given, then it's all you have to do is open up your small mind by means of a very simple process. Ask and seek and knock, and identifying yourself as one with the one. Identifying yourself as one with the good that you desire, identifying yourself with the fulfillment of all that is your life in every area of your life, identifying yourself as the beloved of the Most High, and surrendering in humility to the fact that that glory is much greater than you, and you can plug into it. And it is you, and you can plug into it by means of this invitation coming from your mind and heart, and indeed that is your soul inviting you to open up to the awe that it is always gazing at. As it's gazing at the awe, showing you exactly where to put your feet, exactly where to move in the world, and how to heal and restore yourself to that glory at every level. Yesterday ended last night. Today is a new beginning. The law is responding me to today in the way that I am responding to it. The way I am reacting to the life that is given by law in this day determines how my day will be, how the weeks will be, how my intentions will be manifest as I clarify them on a daily basis through my communing, my at-one-ment with the infinite. This has been Coffee with Casper. If you've enjoyed it anywhere, if you find it beneficial in any way, please share it online anywhere you can, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, in your groups, wherever you are, however you digitally can share it. Send it to people, whatever is beneficial. However we can keep empowering the light workers by lighting our own candle and then sharing that light that comes from us so that each one may light their candle, and that we are an avenue through which the world is awakening. It's been my honor and privilege to share with you in this day. Happy New Year to our Jewish brothers and sisters. Happy at-one-ment to all of us in the world as we decide to wake up to a new day, to a new dawn, and bring forth a new good into the human condition. Thanks for being who you are. Thanks for sharing your light in the world. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Casper, come on back one more time. Come on, Casper. Come up, say goodbye. Come on up. Come on, up there. Oh, you're so dirty now. You got all dirty. You've been in the mud. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.